I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to Jim! What the heck? Wait, that's the killer! Yo YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are jumping into Ace Attorney Investigations. We finished up the OG trilogy and are now moving on to the next set of games, which are Miles Edgeworth's investigation games, where I assume we're going to be playing as him being a prosecuting attorney. And so I assume that the format of the game is probably not going to be different, right? I think that these games came out a little bit after the, after the first couple of games. So I'm excited to jump back into this. If you do remember, in the OG trilogy we were playing as Phoenix, but now we're playing as Edgeworth. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready, then so am I. Let's go ahead and jump into it. This is Ace Attorney Investigations part number 1. Let's get it. Dude, this is crazy. So let me look at this real quick. Ace Attorney Investigations. Title selection. So this is Investigations and then Investigations Prosecutor's Gambit. Hey, yo. Okay, let's start with, obviously, let's start with our new game of Investigation. Play with new HD chibi character sprites. Yeah. I want the new experience. Okay, so the first episode is Turnabout Visitor. Let's jump into it. Oh, wait, do I get to do voice acting? They didn't fully voice act this, did they? March 14th, 1:16 a.m. Okay. Okay. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? Okay, so this is gonna be like his past. That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Who is he talking to right here? Why go this far? Ooh, okay, that's Von Karma actually, maybe. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. Ooh, no matter what the bro pulled out the blicky. Oh, this is not the past. I thought this was about to be like him talking about what you need to do to get the guilty verdict. Who is this guy? I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. What? Ah. Okay. March 14, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway. Okay, there's my boy. This is weird. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Oh my gosh, she's about to walk into a murder scene. Is this the second time he's already had a murder happen in the prosecutor's office? Potentially, was it his office last time, or no, they put the body in his car? The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe. Huh? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood. Okay, so this happened recently. Hey, yo, look, the trophies! The King of Prosecutors trophy. What the? Oh my gosh. What's the meaning of this? Well, Edgeworth, somebody died. Freeze. Who was that? What goofball is behind me? Who is this? Identify yourself. Shut up. You got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Bro, what? Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. That's Aura. That's actually Aura. And bro just got to leave. I mean, what was Edgeworth gonna do? Bro didn't have a weapon. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. Hey! Yo, March 14th, 2:56 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202. Okay, I mess with the music. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Okay, what about this thing behind the wall? Okay. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, my boy Gumshoe! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He is a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Look what they did in the office! It's totally trashed! Now say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather as well. No one gets away with tracking money to my office. It sounds like they got away with a lot more than that, big bro. Whoa, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Ice, yo, what's up? I'm just checking in. I can't say anything, but just here to like the vid and say what up. Yo, Ice, what's up? Yo, appreciate you stopping by, my guy. It's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. Okay? We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office? Okay. Yo, I'm liking this. This is swaggy, bro. I get the nagging feeling this is something important to keep in mind. Oh, let's look at our oh my gosh, prosecutor's badge. Proof of my profession, however, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. Yo. The victim in this case, why was he killed in my office? Homicide detective for the local precinct in charge of the initial investigation. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really, especially because of this. The key to the office. Okay, for security reasons, this office door has a lock built into it. Okay? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with Q, and then I connect them together with T. Do you understand, Gumshoe? Q, and then T. Now, to use Q, and recall the facts. Q. Okay, crime scene, my office is a really coincidence. And then the office key for security reasons. Okay, so crime scene, and then, you know, connect. And okay, this is health. This is a health-related event. Okay, doing things my way. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Why did this happen in my office? Okay, it's just the same question he asked already. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before placing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! I got my boy with me too to investigate. Yeah! The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use space when I'm next to it. Hear that, Gumshoe? Space! Now, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use T, okay? I'll give you great precise advice as an ace investigator, or ace detective, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Okay, so I walk. Okay, so I'm not really using. Okay, yeah. You're called, sir. Yeah, good work. You notice anything? Is there anything you notice that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just I rushed over here, and as soon as I heard that there was a murder in the office, sir. The investigation just gotten started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked, and what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. That's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry, sir. Okay, about investigating. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, sir. Examine anything and everything with space. By checking various things out, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information. You can see the evidence we've collected with D. For information and leads, it's Q. Hear that, Gumshoe? Q. That's it. Great job, sir. Deductive reasonable. What? Deductive reasoning, detective. It's called deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning, detective. Clearly something you lack. Okay, let's examine. All right. Okay. That's right. The killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? Oh, wait, go back. Okay, so Q is putting the pieces together. T is talking. Okay, let's talk to the officer. No, I didn't call for you, bro. I was calling for the officer. Being able to talk to Gumshoe might be a blessing and a curse. Okay. I guess I can't talk to him. Okay. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Right. Okay, we got a gun on the floor. What did we hear? What could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, sorry, Gumshoe was saying that. Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model. I think, Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. Okay. Good work. Okay, let's come over here. Come over here and examine. Examine the dead body. Ah, they even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up ready for you when you got back. Figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. Dang. Boom, roasted. Alright. Let's come over here. Let's talk to this dead body here. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Yo. Okay. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. What? Hold on. In other words, he was shot. Yep, until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue, once they're done processing the crime scene. Okay, bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found around 2:05 a.m. Are you gonna be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course, this is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have to press E to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence I keep. I keep people's profiles as well. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Okay. Wallet. What do we have here? Yeah, I think I've seen one of these before. Yeah, Gumshoe's a wallet. Every grown adult has one. It's a police badge, detective. Never mind. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. I thought that was a wallet. My fault. I tried to roast him and roasted my own intelligence instead. You know what? Whatever. Oh, hey, I think I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinkadink. Let's take a look inside. Okay. Buddy. His name is Buddy Faith Detective. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective just like you. Okay. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Okay. What about the books? Your files all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Okay, my files are a mess, pointing to a struggle. Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just running all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? I was gonna ask the same thing. I'm like, bro, are you good? All right, I think, whoa, hold on. What does that say, gumshoe? I don't believe it, I packed those files on the shelves. It's not even an earthquake, and not even an earthquake could make them fall off, but just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. Okay. Right. Okay, let's go back. Okay. What is it? Wait, did we look at this? Maybe we already did, I don't know. Can I look at this, or is this guy, he's blocking my view, bro? Hey, can I get past here real quick, bro? Or no? Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm. This implies that he's actually a fan of Steel Samurai, which is funny to me. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai warrior of Neo Old Tokyo is the Steel Samurai, and his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production value, oh my gosh, the best quality of life feature ever. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like the Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show, gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Yeah, of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. Okay, you were a fan of the Steel Samurai. He just like me for real. Low-key, that's why we share the same aura. Y'all disagree, but you know what I mean? You gotta be a part of that inner circle. Oh, it's your trophy, the Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors, and it's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. You can't pull it off. You ain't got the aura for it, big bro. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. His monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. That's crazy. Okay. God, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. My killer is going to pay. This tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart. It can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. Well, what? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. Dude, this guy is a hothead. It's so tight that it looks newer than when I first bought it. I'm talking about the desk. Sorry, I skipped past it here. I'll go back and read it because you know how I am. If you watch the OG trilogy, me play through the OG trilogy, you know sometimes I'll double click by accident. I really shouldn't have enabled the skip feature because I know I'm gonna do it more than once while playing this in a singular episode. But you know what? We let it rock. All right. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Yeah, that thing's so polished. It makes me as jealous. Don't tell me, bride. See, you know what I'm talking about? Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, detective. My job is to protect the office, sir. And you did such a job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. Sir, I have to admit, the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. That's actually wild. Alright, is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with the card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh no! Y'all know what this means, right? Again, if you watch OG Trilogy, you'll know how I feel about Old Bag. This is not a good sign. Oh, the irony. Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns. Wendy, isn't that the name of the old lady with the whiny voice that stuck? That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Ugh. Yeah, I know. We in the same boat there. Can we talk to this guy? Hey. Do you have anything to report? Yes, sir! Nothing out of the ordinary right now. Wait, what? Yes, sir! Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Okay, well, we've already... Wait, did we look at this? What's this over here? Don't know how to play. Did we take a closer look at whatever this is? Okay, we already saw this. Okay, so I can't go much further. But I can't, can I examine this guy again? So I can't go down to look at whatever is on the floor right there. That's weird. Okay. What about this guy? Can I talk to this guy? How is it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. Okay. I'll leave you to it then. Let's try to put some stuff together. Using logic. The killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer's goal? Okay, so let's talk about, let's figure this out. So signs of a struggle. So the files are a mess pointing between a struggle, the killer's goal, victim was a detective. So what was he after? Okay, so let's put these two together. I feel like this is something that we should, come on. Okay, well, flubbed it. The pieces don't fit together quite right. Okay, that's fine. So a revolver found at the crime scene is the same model as this. Okay, so the victim was a detective, we got a revolver. So I need to figure out the nature of connecting two pieces of evidence. So do I just need to connect the obvious? Okay, I do. The revolver, standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir, on it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see, what do we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir, this guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Okay, so he took this gun from him. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As always, you gotta look really careful at each piece of evidence. You can use the arrow keys to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Hear that, Edgeworth? The arrow keys. Use Q and E to zoom in and get out of the in and out to get out of the. Wait, no. Use Q and E to zoom in and out to get out the nitty gritty. You hear that? Q and E. I'm sorry, I gotta stop doing that. Okay, so this is where that first game that we played at the end, the last trial of the very first game, the bonus one. This is where they got the idea from, and I like it. It's dope. All right, so let's take a look at this. Let's look at the bullets in the chamber. So that's highlighted. Nice. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wrestling the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess it's about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to Jim! What the heck? Wait, that's the killer! Why? Oh, why? How could this happen to a guy like you? Huh? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh! Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure, just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Wipe your eyes, you psycho. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. Detective de Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Okay, buddy, I saw the opening cutscene. You ain't fooling nobody. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not! I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in there was me. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. This dude, bro. 2 brain cells in 1 brain. So it was you then. You're Jim's killer. No way, pal. You got it all wrong. Everybody calm down. Mr. Portman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too high-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you, too. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on, then. It's your room, after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim, if that's all right. You there! Sir! I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. Why is bro wearing a elite gold medalist picture? Or, not picture, medal. Elite medalist medal. I should probably give them some space. Yeah, I guess so. Let's go look at this now that it's open, though. Is it open? Can I look at this? Okay. Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing around. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more here. Duh, like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Okay, so we are inducting the contradictions. Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. But I have my own methods and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. Right. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. Okay, so the spot that holds the contradiction. Interesting. Okay. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press T with conviction. Deduce! And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. This is how I do things. So the only one shot fired. Eureka! Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. Well, what do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, and the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right! However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? Okay, so that is a piece of evidence that we could use. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Looks like a safe. Ah, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here. I kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Okay. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Nice. Now this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. Or you got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. All of the fingerprints on this have been wiped clean off. Work, okay. Let's go. Only they know of them. Prints were wiped. Secret safe data updated in my organizer. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly play connect the dots with the information we have. Okay, so let's think about this. So what was the killer after? The killer's goal? Okay, wait. Another handgun. Signs of a struggle. White fingerprints. Hold on, go back. I don't know if we can make a really good deduction yet. Let's go back into this. We've already finished it, but it never hurts to look again. Okay. Are there any other secret hidden things in this room? Even if there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them. So there's no, like, hidden camera around, right? And what if there was? No, it's nothing. Forget I said anything. Do you want to ask what he's been doing in my office while I've been away? What? Bro, Gumshoe, what is up with you, bro? You're a weird one, man. You're a weird one, my brother. Let's talk to this guy, actually. See if he's got anything to say. It's our way of... How is it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. This picture is too important to mess up. I'll leave the man to his art. Mr. Portman, a word if I may. Jim, I swear I'll find your killer and bring him to justice. You wait and see. It'll be for the both of us. Now then, you wanted to talk to me about something? No, that's alright. I feel like I'm interrupting your conversation. Okay. We've already examined that, it looks like. So I guess we can put some stuff together. Let's see here. Let's put together. So why did this happen in my office? Was the killer... What was the killer after? We can maybe put this together. Okay, perfect. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. What is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive and for breaking and entering theft, I believe. Nice. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other piece of information could tell me about this crime. Okay, so motive, theft, signs of a struggle. I don't know. The more we try it, we'll figure it out. Okay. There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm going to shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Okay. Word. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. Cold, all we can do is search for the truth. Aura? And, so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it! Here, let me help! So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done! Ooh, okay. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. Duh, the bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh! I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. Okay. And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. The fact that there is 2 sets of prints, maybe, but not really, because let's look at this. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands out here after being shot. There are prints on the floor too. Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. Okay. Nice. I put them all back just as they should be, so it doesn't look like they're missing anything. Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. Okay, let's look through here. This is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged for the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Okay. Yeah, because the files were ransacked. Files were ransacked. Okay. I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Okay, so the killer was looking for the books. He needed to move the dude out of the way for him to be able to get to the, you know, get to whatever he was looking for, the files. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. So that's why I see the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. Right? The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Miss Edgeworth. Yeah, we'll see about that, Gumshoe. We'll see about that. Okay. So now we get to do something? Is this spot someone connected to any of the evidence I hold? Okay, let's see here. Bullet went through the body, the victim's abdomen. Body was found around 2:05 a.m. Issued to be a victim. Or issued to the victim believed to be the murder weapon. We can try this. Eureka! This is clearly where the contradiction lies. I don't know what's so wrong with that spot. You don't understand? You see, therein lies the contradiction. Miss Edgeworth, it'd be nice if you just admit when you're wrong. Okay. That was me keeping you on your toes, detective. Okay. Let's hit the save real quick, because you know what I mean? I'm not very confident that that this is gonna go as smoothly as I had hoped. I know it says autosave, but you know how I am. The first game's kind of scarred me. I've had to go back a few times. Okay. Let's put some stuff together. Let's see. Another handgun. Other than the victim's gun that I found. Could there be another handgun somewhere? Okay, I see. So we've already investigated this. We've deduced stuff like this. We've already looked at him. He was sitting in a pool of his own blood. And we really have much. We'll come back to this if we need to. So do we talk to him now? Can we talk to him? Okay. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may. Oh, Jim, your laugh, your smile. I'll never be able to joke around with you again. But don't you worry, Jim. I'll look around enough for the both of us. You'll see. He's not listening at all. He's in his own little world, it seems. Okay. Let me see. May I have a word with you? Please, need absolute silence. Testing for prints at a crime scene is the most sacred process. Man loves his job. Maybe a little too much. Right. Okay, never mind then. I mean... That's not what I meant to do. I need to go investigate the spot. Okay. So there's something wrong with this picture. So there's handprints. Okay, so... Could it be... Oh wait, profiles? Why was he killed in my office? It's my first time speaking with him. Age 29. Evidence. Prints were wiped. Okay. Woman cleaned through the victim's abdomen. The body was found around 2:05 a.m. Okay, wait, we can look at more details? Oh, nice. But what would be the contradiction here? Wait, that has that G on it. Did we examine that well enough? Or are we past the point of no return now? I guess we must be. We already looked at that. We already looked at that. Did we look at the picture frame again? No. That's the samurai stuff. T-set. No other guns, huh? Interesting. What about you? You got something to say? Do you have anything to report? Okay. No, sir, but I can't help myself. I'm sympathetic to the point of tears. If I may make a suggestion, I clean myself as soon as not to give the wrong impression. Okay, I figured that wasn't gonna be nothing. So he's not even talking. We are missing one piece of evidence. Yeah, we're missing one piece of evidence. So the only logical thing is that it has to be here. There's something wrong with this picture. But what? Another handgun. Another handgun. Options. I put them all back. Just okay. Found what they were looking for. I keep forgetting. So there's so many different ways to do all this. There's this spot to the blank I hold. Maybe this to look for the code. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm trying to think. A contradiction. Would there be a contradiction here? What would the contradiction even be? We've already scanned this. Wait. Okay, we already scanned it. The bullet hole. Oh, wait. Okay, I see. So I dragged this onto the evidence. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so now we can see. Now let's look through our evidence. Okay, so bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around. Okay, so the contradiction lies in the fact that this bullet hole is here, and yet his abdomen was shot there. So there was where lies the contradiction. I was so confused. We got it now, for sure. There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. Or if the guy was shot while he's sitting down and lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. And that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mind, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption, and it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What was the faulty assumption? Either the position of the body... I would be... So what I'm thinking is that if the bullet... Because Gumshoe put everything back to where it needed to be at. So that's where it belonged. So I don't think it's the order of the files. The position... It would probably be the position of the body. Faulty assumption of the position of the handprints. Let's try the position of the handprints. The position of the handprints was causing this problem. We wouldn't be in this dilemma if the handprints were closer to the ground. But the handprints, they are up top. Yes, you were quite perceptive. So it was just a what if? Then what was the right answer? Still can't figure it out? Let me explain. Yes, please, sir. Guess he didn't notice the slip up, although at this point I shouldn't be surprised. What is the faulty assumption? The position of the body? If the victim was shot while he was lying down. Wait, didn't you say that the line of reasoning is illogical, sir? You said the victim leaned against the shelf after being shot. Shouldn't be nice to explain my complex logic an easier way for you, detective. Okay. Oh, really? Thanks for thinking of me, sir. Okay, good. I don't think anyone noticed my mistake. What is the faulty? Okay, so order the files. Okay. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You may not put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh, okay. So the labels are wrong. But wait. FG8. What? Oh? Yeah, you see how the files, you see how the files that was shot begin with the number 0? Okay. What are those doing all the way down after this 1, 2? Oh, look. I assumed everything was in working or in the perfect condition of where they were supposed to be at, Gumshoe. So this is on you. I'm blaming you, big bro. What else doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little bit differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Okay, so basically the killer... Okay. So they were arranged like this, and then the killer killed somebody, and then... shuffled through? No. So they were like this. So they weren't like this. They're in the correct order down here. But of course, when the crime occurred and he was sifting through the files, he put them in the wrong spot, and that's where we are. Okay. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene. So I don't see why it would be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. Okay. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then he put the files back in the numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? Okay, and now we know that his name is Gumshoe. Wait, his name Gumshoe is written on this. I saw Gum before. I was wondering if it was going to fully spell Gumshoe. Now the crime scene as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Okay. This? What is that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say it's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, please help me, say something. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? So, one of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. Investigation complete! And we got our health back. Let's go! Looks just like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. Oh, we've seen this. This is a trope at this point. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it! Okay. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude, and there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Okay, here we go. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. Ooh, cross-examination time! One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Duh, how did you do that? How do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Might as well. Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with E, and hear that, Gumshoe? With E! And present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use T, but that's old news. But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in the testimony every time, right? Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness with Q. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information in new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out there in investigations, too. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Hey, okay, so here we go. The good old testimony. The cross-examination, sorry. Mr. Portman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you committed the theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. Right, sure. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I could hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest! Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Tough. Rebuttal! Okay. You stole Jim's gun. Okay. Why would he need to fight? Why would he need to steal his gun if he's a detective? You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jacques and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys that decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it like you committed the theft instead. Okay, let's hold it. Let's hear it real quick. Okay, do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Yo, instant noodles goated, though. Poor thing, what an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Hold it. And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Why? Who do you think you are, pal? You know nothing about me. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup for the game-finishing spike. Wait, actually, it's a gigantic flaw in his logic, a gap so wide that even a good detective can spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. Okay, let's go back to that last statement and press it real quick. Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yup, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. It looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, this is gigantic. Okay, here we go. Alright. So, he said we didn't notice the bloody letters. Wait, what did he say about this? Okay, why do you think he didn't... Judgment, what do you think you are? I'm assuming, pal. There's a lot to understand. I can't say I disagree on that point. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters. Okay, that part about not being able to overlook it. Okay.
Hold it.
Dang it! I just pressed again. Hold on, I'm skipping through it. Okay. Present. Okay, no one could have overlooked the bloody letters. Nobody could have overlooked it because O, F, G, and then they took the H. No one could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. Proof of my profession, however, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. Well, it went clean through the body, and through the victim's abdomen. The body was found around 2:05 a.m. I mean, Is it this?
Objection!
Nice. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing up into the courtroom into this, I see. No problem. I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. Well, what are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. No, because the blood was written on it. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letter... Bro, this OSC is fire. Turn this up. Yo. Oh, yeah. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be used proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone. There's only F and H. If Detective Gumshoe was really the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in the blood on the files. Especially as Detective can't even stand the sight of blood. This is a remix of Friends. It's like Franziska's theme, the victory theme or something like that. It's like Franziska's theme. Portsman. No! Which means, what exactly? What does that make the dying message? It makes the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir! I'm gonna get them, sir. You'll see, I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant! Absolutely splendid! Logic of deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. Ah, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however... What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Hear me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. And Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. What was that? That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense you still have something to say? Dog, what are you doing? Well, I was thinking. Did you know there is another person with a key to this office? One other person? Huh? Hey, you there! Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? What? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Said security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Wait a minute. Who is it? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Wow! Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie! Are you serious? Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room! That's right, I refuse to believe that Maddie is the culprit, pal. That was me, that's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. Dude, this is taking a turn. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Are you serious? Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe is the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key. This can open every office door is controlled by security staff. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there's anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. Seems the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give more details to press him. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. It's pretty obvious. If the detective shouldn't open the door, then that leaves Miss Bird on top of which she's a good detective, making all the probably she's the one who faked the dying message. Okay, let's press him.
Hold it!
Okay. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used this key? Or used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies, plus I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Ask for more details. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key right now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Nah, or a likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad our luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft, but I'm done taking blows. Pause. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Okay? Her intent for the mess up shelves and the safe, I'd say thievery.
Hold it!
Okay? I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery, however. Glad to hear the all-great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and the safe, hey, good thinking, ask for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? What? I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door... I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many different possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth, running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. Nah, but we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand what I say. Say it! That since she is the only one who could have opened your office door, then that only leaves Maggie Bird as our prime suspect. Okay, don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. On top of what... Go back. Oh my gosh. On top of which, she knows a detective, doesn't she? Is there anyone... History. Y'all know. Oh my gosh, I did it again. On top of which... hold it. Is there anyone in the district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? Oh, really? I never knew I was talked about so much, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. For when you screw up so badly, you'll literally chase off the force. Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Miss Edge, what are you waiting for? Oh, hold on. Let me I heard him present some evidence. I would love to, but first we should listen a bit more into just what he is saying and press him for more information. Right. Okay, here. Press him here. By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe? I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him, and just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Okay, here we go. Okay, so it's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Her intent from the mess up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, that leaves only Maggie Bird, or Miss Bird, as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Oh. Let me go back. The dying message. Present. So the master key, it was stolen from the security office. Gumshoe, one of the files that were written upon blood, or written. Gumshoe. Okay. And then... So he's saying that basically he was the one who wrote the name Gumshoe down. Sure. Each of the victim believed to be the murder weapon, only shot once. Went through the body's abdomen at 1:05 a.m. Okay. Profiles. Gumshoe knows her from when she was a police officer, now she works in nighttime security. But she did get a new job though. A homicide detective in local precinct in charge of the initial investigation. It's my first time speaking with him. A detective in the precinct and the victim. Okay, let's go back. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Her intent, thievery. Jeez, man. Shows the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. You'd say thievery, huh? You'd be right. Her intent, from the mess up shows to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe is the one who opened the door. Hold on. This is the statement that Edgeworth said we could press. I think. Is there one of the many possibilities? I mean, I had my doubts about Maggie Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. There goes the truth running the other way. Let's pick up... Okay. Was it the next statement? So she was the only one who could have opened your office door. Then that leaves only Maggie Bird as our prime suspect. Or Miss Bird. Don't you think it's a bit early to jump to conclusions? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you have the spare key. Have you noticed? What are you insinuating? Nothing. Okay, so it must have been this. It must have been the second one.
Hold it.
Okay. Occur that appears to be thievery, however. Okay, no. Okay, so she snuck in. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of the security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on the staff this time of night, and tonight she's it. Am I right? That's true. Wasn't used the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to. I discovered that the master key was missing around 1 a.m. What do you mean by missing? Okay, as in it wasn't anywhere in the security booth. The killer must have stolen it. I like this story. I want you to prove that the key was stolen to begin with. But you just forgot and found it again. What do you know, pal? Besides, Maggie doesn't want to see the manager's office. You mean her motive? Maybe you said it was theft. I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. Wait a minute, how do you know that? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. Okay, no file evidence points to the motive of theft, but I'm taking blows. It's time to. Okay, hold on. I'm wondering. So the safe. Only prosecutor other than prints were wiped. Prints were wiped. So it's either that or this. Let's try that first. Mr. Portman, there's a large flaw. Really, I think what do you think is wrong with it? Oh, okay. It's not that. Okay, let's try this. Let's try the safe, because how do you know that the safe was broken into? It would behoove you to take a good look at this. Okay. Yep, that's not it either. Okay. Let's see. What am I messing up at? One of the files written upon below was stolen by the culprit. Profiles. She knows her from when she was a police officer, now she works in nighttime security. Oh, wait. Never mind. Her intent from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe is the one who opened the door, that leaves only Miss Bird of our prime suspect. On top of that, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Who faked the dying message? So now he's saying that she's the one who... What? I'm confused about this one. Repress this one.
Hold it.
Okay. Whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him, and just the actor's names for remembering each other well. Okay, her intent, thievery. Maybe to Gumshoe's open the door. Thought he established Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory and one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the beginning. That's the case, why didn't you mention her first? No, don't make that face, see? Let's pick up the pace, see if we can catch up to it. Okay. So then I hope you understand me when I say that since she's the only one who could have opened your office door. It's not true. Okay, so maybe it's this. Let me see. Because high key, he could have opened it. Ooh, but also this. Maybe it's this. Oh, I can't present. That has to be evidence. Okay. Open every office door stolen from the security office. Okay. I mean, the other thing could be that the safe, because only prosecutors know that the safe exists. So he's saying if it wasn't going to open the door, yeah, I don't know. Go back. Did we already present the safe here? I think we did.
Objection!
Okay, cool. So that is it. Because only prosecutors know about the safe. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be true, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that the hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't think about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! Why, what made you... What's wrong with the angry face? What's up with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. And that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you, Miss Maggie Bird? Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What, you're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to the office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? Okay. It was Jim who stole the master key. Nah. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless you retreated from jail after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. He has no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Nah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourself from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? Okay, this guy's bad news. To be continued. Okay, I'm a fan of this. I am a fan of this. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like the thing about this is that it's focusing on like the same objective of finding the truth, but it's a lot less about obviously the back and forths in court and more so about like looking around for evidence. Now, I haven't seen the full, you know what I mean? I haven't seen the full episode yet. This is clearly still episode 1, but if it follows this format, it's kind of what I'm thinking. Yo, that was episode 1 of the Ace Attorney Investigations game number 1. So that was episode number 1. So just to recap, we are playing as Edgeworth with Gumshoe as our de facto assistant detective working through this case of whoever got murdered in my office. So clearly, obviously, we know that it was Portsmith or whatever his name is, Portsworth or whatever. He was the guy who committed the murder and he's just trying to cover it up. So the proof is in trying, or the real work is in trying to figure out how to prove that he did it. But of course, like with every start to every Ace Attorney game, this is very light in terms of, you know, difficulty. I did get stuck a couple of times, but still learning the mechanics a bit, so you gotta forgive me there. But anywho, if you like that video, please make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. If you are new, also hit that alert bell notification so you always know when I'm posting a new video or when I go live on YouTube. Also in the description below, there will be a link to the Discord as well. You can join that and you can have conversations with us. You can also use that as your way to get notifications of when I post new videos or when I go live on either YouTube or Twitch. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, again, I appreciate you guys coming through, watching as per usual. If you haven't seen the original trilogy, I highly recommend you check it out. It's a really good time, me just going through and having some fun with the series. If not, totally fine. If you just want to rock with me from this point forward, then rock with me from this point forward. But that'll do it for today, and I will see you guys in the very next video. Peace, y'all.